armed with a dangerous weapon and had previous arrests for robbery and domestic violence. A Filipino national with convictions of rape, assault, burglary, and theft. A Mexican national convicted of statutory rape, narcotics violations, and hit and run. A Nicaraguan national with convictions for domestic violence and hit and run, and a previous arrest for willful cruelty to a child. And an illegal alien from Mexico who was arrested after allegedly throwing a Molotov cocktail at law enforcement officers during the Paramount riots on Saturday. He is now being charged with attempted murder. Law-abiding American citizens do not want these public safety threats living in their communities, no matter what Democrats like Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom may claim.
That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Peaceful protest on Saturday for the military parade. President Trump would allow that.
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question.
How is this a peaceful protest if there's nothing to do? Adios, white people, feel about stopping a
Bed bug.
Oh no, not work. I care so much.
Come on, you guys. Come on. Come on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I got caught. I'm gonna go home to Mexico. That's the girl from Heart, Nancy Wilson, guitar player. Whoa. Welcome, boys and girls, children of all ages, hoofties, pufties, bung-eyed heifers, right and left wing wackos, woodchucks and chuckettes, kings and queens of the Northeast Kingdom, to another version of It's News to Us. And, thanks, Philo. You are watching It's News to Us. We're Newport's oldest TV news watchers. New brown cow, as the logo say. And, let's see. We're all inclusive here at the studio. We cater to men, women, everybody. Oh, and here's some websites for you. Okay, sorry. Here's some websites. Department of Government Efficiency. Let's see. The Article 3 Project, Open the Books. Open the Books is a real good one. They've been watching government waste for a long time. And let's see, what's this one? Oh, what is this one? Oh, it's Ronnie Reagan. Like I said, he's a drugstore truck driving man. Yep, Ronnie says smoke Chesterfields. And you used to see him on, what was that thing? 20 Mule Team Borax. Remember, Philo?
Oh, yeah, vaguely. I remember that.
Yeah. What was the name of that show? It was on every week. It was like...
Death Valley Days.
Death Valley Days, yes. Leave it to Philo.
Yeah, we're that old, folks.
Yeah,
we both are that old.
We're that old.
We're old, we're drunk, and we're angry.
And we're angry. And we remember when NATO stood for the Nazi American treason and occult. Yeah, because let's face it, once Stalin and his troops started rolling across Eastern Europe, man, them Nazis started looking pretty good as compared to the commies. And you can see this. You can see what happens by watching the last 20 minutes of Judgment at Nuremberg. It's a great movie. And here's one from way back when. Speaking of losing your rights, we used to run this one every August because the Natural Guard up here in Vermont, they didn't control riots. Oh hell no, they would fly over looking for weed, man, weed. And I was watching a Dragnet episode, and this guy was in an argument with the two cops, and he was saying, soon the kids will get the vote, and they'll vote that this stuff will be legal. You'll be able to buy it on every corner. And lo and behold, it's damn near that way now, which is not necessarily a good thing either. Oh, and here's one for them Italians, Terry. Yep. It says black olives matter. Yeah, because there's nothing like black olives, and you need them, okay? You need them.
Some people put them on their pizza, but I don't.
Yeah, I love them, the little suckers. And they're much better than the green ones. And also, it's brought to you by cocaine. Yeah, it was once legal also, too. And
it used to be cocaine. Now everybody does Rogaine.
Yeah, now we're using Rogaine. And, thanks, Philo. Who are we? Where are we? We, in the booth, we have Philo T. Farnsworth. You can see him waving through the glass. The College of Musical Knowledge. You can see his drum videos at Terry DeFazio on YouTube. And yeah, he's been drumming for quite a while now. Yep. And we got to get him 2 plots, though. That's the only thing that's going to be a pain in the ass. He's going to need 1 plot for him and 1 for his drum kit.
My plot's been bought already, too.
Well, we'll cremate the drum kit.
Okay.
Okay, anyways, who are we? Where are we? What do we got going now? Oh, before we get to the printed news and stuff,
we have the Becca Balint Comedy Hour.
Oh, yeah, I have some Philo news. He was kind enough to bring us in because, see, we welcome input here at NEK-TV from everyone. And this isn't my show, okay? I couldn't do this show without, I couldn't do it without friggin' Todd, Terry, the studio. I'm on the board of directors. That's been a trip. And it's funny, at the annual meeting, they asked everybody to introduce themselves. And I said, I'm Steve Merrill. And I said, I'm board secretary because nobody else wants to do it.
That's about the size of it.
Yeah.
You were even secretary before you were a board officer.
Yeah, because nobody on the board wanted to do it.
That's right.
And then when they got around to the president of the board, oh, poor Brian, even he says, I'm president because I'm too lazy to be secretary. I said, well, that's a good explanation, but Brian's a good president.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, not much gets past old Brian. So anyways, this is a letter to the editor about Becca Balint. We're going to call, we've been calling her ever since her speech in Newport a couple weeks ago, where she loudly proclaimed that we should be welcoming to immigrants because who's going to wipe our a-holes when we're old? As if that's all that immigrants are good for. You know, this is a Democrat thing, okay, a moonbat thing.
Yay, moonbats.
Yeah, Republicans think we should bring in people because of merit, okay, what you have to offer, you know, or if you're willing to assimilate. But these guys, all they can think about is picking fruit, like Nancy Pelosi said, or
and my wife calls her Pulowski.
Pulowski, yeah.
I said, Barb, she's not Polish.
She might as well be. She's got so many stretch marks they go from Kiev to Lvov. Anyways, yeah, they're bad news, man. So we call her Becca Buttwipe from now on in. An open letter to Becca Buttwipe. Well, no, it's Balint. I'm calling for Becca Balint to resign today from the House of Reps. This letter was sent to Balint before being published. Balint's disgusting and shallow comments at a recent public meeting in Newport, claiming that we need immigrants to wipe our a-holes, or asses, I might as well just say it, and other nasty positions, is not becoming for a member of Congress. You think? Her comments are very telling about what she and the Democrat Socialist Party in D.C. are advocating in Congress and here in Vermont. On May 28th, she hosted a controlled public meeting in Newport. You know, I was telling Philo just a minute ago that they had a controlled phone meeting last night. And you know, I was busy with the puppies, which Philo was nice enough to put a clip in earlier in the show. And they had a controlled meeting there where they have you call in, and it's very controlled. She only takes stuff from people, friendly people that she knows and stuff like that. And it's obvious because when they pick up the phone and say it's Bill from Waterbury, and she's there, oh, Bill, I thought I recognized your voice. You know, I mean, that's when you know the fix is in.
Oh, of course.
Oh, sure. I mean, Bernie, God bless Bernie. He'll take a question from anybody. He don't care.
That's the one thing I'll say about him.
Yeah. Where Congresswoman Becker in her talk told the short crowd that Congress must take steps to bring more people here, meaning we need more immigrants. She did not use the word legally, saying legally to work and build a home here. However, she went nasty about immigrants, continuing, we're not going to have anyone around to wipe our a-holes because we don't have enough people. We Republicans, including President Trump, support legal immigration through due diligence vetting process, not Biden and the Democrats' open border to everyone ways. Huh? Well, it's Vermont, I'm telling you. Usually, at least this guy can write long sentences. Typically a Vermont letter to the editor is short, choppy sentences. Okay. Not Biden's and the Democrats' open borders to everyone ways. Okay, well, better luck next time. She has only worked for the rights of illegal criminal aliens. Okay, that's spell check right there. You mean aliens. Males and female sports, transitioning young children in schools, DEI equity programs, and open borders. This does not work. We're a nation of laws and a constitution. And Balint is violating it in the people's way of a tranquil life. When she first went to Congress 3 years ago, her first speech on the House floor, when she introduced herself saying, so, I'm a lesbian. Who cares?
I think that's what this guy said, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. I'm a lesbian. Who cares? You're a Vermonter who ran and won. Be proud. Now fight for all Vermonters. And there's something linked to Facebook here. Then, in the last month at a hands-off hate and lie about President Trump rally in Montpelier, Balint went on stage and referred to herself as a scrappy little dyke. Who cares? It's not about you, Becky. It's about all Vermonters. Is this representing all Vermonters? I say not. Balint is concerned about one person, herself. In a time when the Biden administration left America in a financial, economic, social, borders, schools, etc. S-hole mess, she's not working for Vermonters' financial well-being. Where's her plan to lower inflation, make America energy strong and not dependent on foreign sources, to give tax breaks to working families, fix immigration working families? Whenever they say working families, you might as well strike that and say non-working families. Because, let's face it, it never works out that way. Get all the chemicals out of our foods and increase our good food supplies and stop the violence across America. Oh, speaking of which, remind me, I got to tell you about watching the Agriculture Channel.
Oh, okay.
And stop the violence across America. I demand Balint resign her seat in Congress immediately, and for Governor Phil Snott to organize a special election in 60 days for an open special election process to replace her. For more information and to help in this process, email us at ThayerForVermont@AOL.com. Greg Thayer, MBA, Rutland. AOL.com. Wow, they still have AOL email addresses, Philo?
Yeah, they still have those.
Wow, that's like driving a Model A.
I know.
Wow. Yeah, working families. Oh, yeah, so I've been watching, yeah, bear with me. We still have smoke from the forest fire, so it's not as bad as it was last week, I'm telling you, man.
Oh, 2 weeks ago, you couldn't even hear you.
Yeah.
Or was that last week?
That was last week's show.
Oh, last week, okay.
Yeah, well, as I call it, the Phlegm Fest. Yeah, Newport Phlegm Fest 2. It was just horrible. Yeah, so I'm watching these ag shows, and you'd be surprised how much you learn. I mean, I like watching the old equipment rallies and stuff too, because let's see, I knew a guy down when I lived in Jim Thorpe. Oh, speaking of which, they're going to have a special on Jim Thorpe on the History Channel next Monday or something. And so we lived in Jim Thorpe, which used to be called Mock Chunk, Pennsylvania, and the people there were persuaded to change the name of the town from Mock Chunk to Jim Thorpe, and all they got was a dead Indian out of the deal. But he was quite the athlete. So anyways, I knew a guy when I lived down there who was into steam, and he ran the railroad. They kept a section of railroad track up and down the Lehigh River there, Philo.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a canal on one side and the railroad tracks on the other, because that was like the first place they found coal in the late 1700s or mid 1700s, or as the Indians say, the black rock that burns. And yeah, and you don't mess around with steam, buddy, I'm telling you. You get one little thing wrong, Philo, you can have a boiler explosion or a cut line or something, and that steam will come out, and it comes out so hot and so high pressure it can cut you in half.
Oh, yeah.
It is nasty stuff, man. You got to really be paying attention. So anyways, yeah, I'm watching that stuff, and then there's stuff by the farmers and the extension agents from the universities and the states, like from Nebraska, and Texas, and Kansas, and it's just amazing. It's fascinating to me, at least. And one of the chemicals that they used, it was called 2,4-D. Which is some kind of 2,4-D is like Agent Orange, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a like dioxin based. I don't think it's good for you. Okay. They're 2,4-D, and they and this other stuff, which is a biologic called dicamba, Philo.
Never heard of that one.
No, what it does is it somehow gets into the weed's system, and it causes the weed to grow itself to death.
Oh.
How crafty, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of like, was it aglaomaglia?
Yeah, now I can hardly hear you.
Kind of like what humans get, aglaomaglia.
Yeah.
They just keep growing. They have nothing to break it.
Yeah, it can't stop. So anyways, I'm watching that, and they obviously the farmers are paying for this stuff, and a pretty penny too, so they want to use as little of it as possible, which, you know, is a good thing. I just wish that these ag channels would focus more on organics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when I lived in the Lehigh Valley, I lived in Jim Thorpe for the first 2 or 3 years when we lived down there and moved down there. And then I moved down to the Lehigh Valley afterwards. And the Amish and the Mennonites, these people, they pay attention to everything. I'm not sure, I don't recall them doing soil test samples, but it's like they know, they know how much manure to use here and what to use there and how much lime to spread there. I'm thinking maybe their kids did go to, ag college or whatever. God only knows. So anyways, oh yeah, speaking of speaking of warrants to get rid of these Skraelings that scrambled across the border under Joe Biden. They had some of these cities and states. They would not honor the ICE detainers to round up these people and return them home, Philo.
Yeah.
So what the boys and girls down at Homeland Security did was they talked to the state's attorneys or whatever and the legal people, and they came up with Operation Guardian Angel. And they're not using ICE detainers, but instead they're using federal felony warrants, because if you cross illegally, like the second time, because most all these people have crossed at least once before. So once you've crossed once before, you're in the system, and you have committed a felony of illegal re-entry. Oh, dude, and get this. Oh, I wish I'd got I did. I do have that clip. Well, it's too late now. I got some silly clips in this week.
Use it next week.
Pardon me?
Use it next week.
Yeah. If I can remember which one it is. I think it's, let's see, Wednesday. I think it might be Sunday or Monday. But anyways, they were having hearings about food stamps down in Washington, Philo.
Yeah.
So Amy Klobuchar, who's a senator from, I don't know, from Minnesota or Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think she's from Minnesota, yep.
Yeah. So she brings in this girl to be a witness for food stamps, right? And lo and behold, she's a morbidly obese woman. She's a single mom. Of course, right?
Yeah, Klobuchar is from Plymouth, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, she's 65.
Yeah, she brings in this morbidly obese single mom of 4 kids. 2 of her kids are 21 and 17. She had no hubby. So after the first kid, she decides to have 3 more and be on welfare.
Well, that's the American way now.
Yeah, and she's like white, and I'm thinking, man, oh man, she must live in a double wide, because she was a double wide herself, man. She had an ass, at least an axe handle wide. And the comment section blew up immediately, People were online saying, what the hell? Why did she have 4 kids, man? If she had no husband or no boyfriend or no future whatever, why would she have 3 more kids? What's wrong with this woman?
I knew a young lady in Springfield back in the 70s.
Yep.
And she had a second child so she could get a bigger apartment.
Lovely.
Not married.
No.
Oh, heavens no.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
I could tell you her name. I even remembered her name.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Yep.
It's crazy. My buddy's little sister had like 4 kids. She had the first 2 before she was 18. But She the state didn't give her many benefits because her boyfriend's family, had money. Yep, Klobuchar's fat single mom of 4. And get this. You know that guy Luigi Mangione?
Oh yeah, the spaghetti bender.
Yeah, the one who shot the health guy.
He's a disgrace to every good Italian mafia man there is.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna shoot somebody. You shoot them while you're facing them. You look them in the eye. You don't shoot them in the back.
Jeez.
The punk. So, anyways,
What's the matter, you?
what's the matter, you? Why you doing that for? And they were low velocity bullets, so he had to cock the semi-auto by hand because they wouldn't chamber themselves because he had a stupid ass silencer on it. But anyways, guess what they have in San Francisco in his honor, Philo?
Oh, what's that?
A musical.
Oh, good.
A musical. They are glorifying murder in San Francisco. It's called Luigi the Musical.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
It's crazy.
Well, that's San Francisco for you.
Yeah, really, man.
The only people that rush the stage are guys.
Yeah, like Jim Morrison said, New York. That's New York for you. Anyways, what's next, man? Dahmer the Drummer?
Oh, yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah. Appetizers with Jeff Dahmer. Yeah. Cooking hams with Jeff Dahmer. Or Fundy with Bundy?
Now, that'd be good.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of Cheese Whiz Air, I found a website. It's hard to navigate, okay? I don't know. They probably want money out of you or something, but I tried to navigate it, and it was extra stupid hard. But it's called Purple Air, excuse me. So if you want to look up the air quality in your area, because they used to have it in the newspapers every day, or in the the Burlington Free Press. It was every day in the weather section. So that you can look up your air quality index, and also you can look it up for other areas of the country also. Oh, and we're still waiting for the video, the January 6th video, Philo.
Oh, good.
We got a Republican Congress, a Republican Senate, a Republican president, and we still haven't had the January 6th video released.
No, that's about normal. Look at how long it took them to come out with something about the Kennedy assassination.
And we still don't have Dick.
No. We only have one definitive answer. It was not Lee Harvey Oswald by himself.
Yeah.
Not with that gun. Not from that distance.
And what's his face? Tucker Carlson has been going on a rant lately about the warmongers like Mark Levin.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah. All he does is scream, man.
Yep.
It's like, you don't need to pound the table. It's scream at people. And the largest transgender center in Los Angeles is closing, Philo.
Aw.
And it was operated out of a section of Children's Hospital in L.A. According to an independent reporter named Brandon Showalter, they were treating kids as young as 8 years old, from 8 to 13 years old.
Yeah, isn't that something? You can't get a tattoo or a piercing, but you can change your sex. And what these people don't realize is you can't really, what they call they call it transgender because it's softer sounding than transsexual.
Yeah.
Okay? But you're still what you are, because if you do a DNA test, you're still male or female.
Yeah, the chromosomes are still going to come up, XX or XY.
That's right. Sorry, guys.
Yep. Oh, and one of the clips Philo was nice enough to put in was these people were blocking traffic. These bonehead moonbats were blocking traffic on the, I don't know, the Brooklyn Bridge or something.
Yep.
Last weekend. And this girl, I don't know, she wasn't Caucasian. I don't know, and none of this matters. This girl who looked like either Hispanic or colored in some way, as my parents used to say. She was colored. She was trying to get to work, and she confronted two of the demonstrators. One was a shriveled old white woman who was, I don't know, about 4 foot nothing, and the other guy was a guy with this man bun. He had like reddish hair and a man bun. He had one eye looking over here and the other eye looking over here. And the colored girl is saying, "Look, what are you doing? I got to get to work." And so this man bun guy looks right at the camera and says, "Oh no, not work." Because for some reason, he don't have a job. It's just crazy, man.
Oh boy, here we go again.
So that's one of the clips there. And they mentioned on TV, I think it was on Gutfell's show, that the guy, he looked just like Buffalo Bill, the Skinner, in Silence of the Lambs, man. They put the lotion in the basket. And just crazy. Oh no, not work. Yeah, well, this girl wants to get to work and you're blocking the damn bridge, you punk. And yeah, that's a new method of bowling out in Los Angeles, Philo. They're using square balls of concrete. I don't know how that works.
I don't either. I can't wrap my mind around that one.
Yeah. Yeah, remember they promised us electric muscle cars. I'll tell you what, man. That damn Tesla supposedly goes from 0 to 60 in like, what, a second? 2 seconds?
No, it's about the same as a Lamborghini. It goes about 3 seconds. I've been in one and they'll do it.
Wow.
They will do it.
It's crazy.
My stepdaughter's got one. That whole family's got them. I just wonder one thing though, Steve. I wonder how they feel about Elon Musk now.
Yeah. I don't care. He's an engineer, man. Everybody knew he was a sped. He's a high-functioning sped, man.
He's autistic.
Yeah. But what do they call him? Yeah, he's autistic. Artistic.
Yep.
And he's got Asperger's syndrome.
Yeah, they don't even call it that anymore.
Yeah.
It's called, oh gosh, what is it? Autism spectrum.
And my ass is burning.
Yep.
Anyway, so
when the kids got that, they call it, they're on the spectrum.
yeah, that's it. And he's there, man. Yeah, one day he's buddy with Trump. The next day he's fighting with Trump. The next day after that, he's buddies with Trump again. And Trump just says, I wish him well because, hey, he's autistic. That's the way he is. That's what makes him such a good engineer, And anyways, speaking of which, the General Motors is reopening the Tonawanda Propulsion factory in out near Buffalo, Philo. They're going to be making these high-tech V8 engines, and it's incredible the horsepower that they are getting out of these engines. It's going to be mostly for trucks and big delivery vans and stuff like that. But the horsepower that they're getting out of every drop of gasoline is just mind-boggling, okay? This is not like 1968. Oh, speaking of which, oh my God. There's a guy who lives up on the hill up here, Philo, right?
Yep.
And he's got one of those Toyotas. What did they call them? An FJ or something? It was like a Toyota that looked like a Land Cruiser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looked like a Land Cruiser or an early Bronco. And I don't know if he's burning leaded gas in it or whatever, but I was behind this guy, and I'm talking 5-10 car lengths behind him in traffic, Philo, and I could, the smell of that exhaust almost choked me out. I'd forgotten how bad the exhaust was from a car from the 60s and 70s. It was crazy bad, man. Crazy, yeah. Pollute the lithium and cobalt, man, is they're nasty pollutants, and I don't think there's any way to recycle them as of now. So, anyways, yep. Tawana Propulsion. If you go on General Motors website or on the Tawana Propulsion website itself, it's great, man. You see these CNC machines or whatever they call them nowadays.
No, they were CNC last I knew.
Yeah, and of course every block goes on a pallet, and it goes from stage. It's just insane, man. I wish them well, and that's it. We have the technology. It's a bridge between here and full electric. Okay, it's going to take a while. Can we do it? Yes, of course we can. They're even talking about they're upscaling that electric airplane factory over in Burlington now, Philo.
Huh? Imagine that.
Yeah, I saw this thing on Channel 3. Was it today? Maybe yesterday. But they were scaling them up, man. They've already got contracts for these electric planes and stuff, and it's great. Oh, and speaking of which, L.A., because of the riots in L.A., they say, they're not hurting anybody. Nobody's being put out. They're mostly peaceful. They're all peaceful, as a matter of fact. You know what happens when you call 911 in L.A., Philo?
You get a 5150.
Yeah. It says, hello, this is 911 Los Angeles. If you have an emergency, we might not get to you. It's crazy, cray, especially after dark. And as of now, over a million Skraelings have self-deported back to their country of origin.
Good. Bye-bye.
Yeah, they get $1,000. They get $1,000 pay to go home, and they get to use the CBP app so that they can get in line for legal immigration. So, hopefully they'll go home, learn English, learn a little bit about the country, and try and come here legally. I've got a cauldron like that, Philo, out in my barn.
Oh, cool.
It's made out of copper. It's big enough to roast a human being in, to boil a human. It's crazy. I got it at auction one day in Pennsylvania. I don't know, nobody wanted it, and I'm looking at the thing. It's made out of copper. It's like the thickness of a penny. And I'm all, yeah, I'll take it. I looked at it. It's got some dents, not big dents, but no holes or anything. And the band around the top is all made out of wrought iron by a blacksmith. It's wild, dude, wild. And did you know? Oh yeah, that Philo and I were talking earlier about the Iranian episode, or what do they call that? That operation where Jimmy Carter tried to rescue the hostages.
Oh yeah.
In 1979. It was called Operation Eagle Claw, Philo.
Really?
Yep. It was in 1979 or 80, and Jimmy Carter, it failed. And we should have gone in there. I mean, they shut off the oil anyways. They shut off the oil when we wouldn't give him back to Shah. We'd let him stay here in the West for a cancer treatment. So they didn't make any difference. They shut off the oil whether we gave him back or not. And that led to the second oil embargo of 1979. I remember fist fights at the pump. And I had a little Yamaha RD400 motorcycle. two-stroke. Boy, could that bike move out, mister. And anyways, yeah, that failed. Operation Eagle Claw. And, oh, and that Koberger guy is another thrill killer, Philo. He killed those students up in Idaho for no good reason. And they're still looking for the knife. They haven't found the knife anywhere. Yeah, Koberger, sure. Thrill killings. A kid in his 20s goes to college for criminal justice and somehow gets a hair across his ass thinking, I wonder what it would be like to kill people. Well, you know what? What with DNA and stuff like that, man? Yeah, sure, you found out what it was like to kill people. Now you're going to find out what it was like to get the death penalty. Maybe either that or spend the rest of your life in the joint.
I can dig it.
Yeah. I think the death penalty would be better. And because of the closed borders and all these, the million people self-depleting or whatever, they self-deporting, the blue-collar wage group has grown for the second time under Trump, and the third time it grew 2 times under Trump. The first time when he was, last time he was elected, and it grew just now, and the only time it grew before that was when Nixon was president. So blue-collar wage growth has grown because one of the clips we had, we didn't. The audio was bad, so we didn't put it in. Was Bernie Sanders going on about how wage growth drops when you bring in low and unskilled immigrants, and it's true. It's just as true now as it was back then in 2015 when Bernie said it. Oh, and did you guess how many acres in the USA has been bought by China, Philo?
Oh, several.
Yeah. 349,000.
Yes. And who let that happen?
Yeah. Greedy people.
Well, do you remember when Reagan was president, the Japanese bought up a whole section of New York City.
In L.A.
In New York City, too. They got this, I don't know what it was. I can't remember. Wish I could remember what it was. But anyways, they ended up selling it, and they took a beating on it. They lost their lunch over it. They lost so much money. But that was good old Ronald.
Yeah. And that, speaking of which, and this ties back to that, in that musical video by Randy Newman, It's Money That Matters.
Yep.
And which you can see on YouTube. It's really good video, man. Just incredible. It's a miniature movie. It shows him at the end of the video. It shows all these skyscrapers in downtown LA, and one by one, the Japanese flags pop up on them. It's money that matters. Yeah. And according to Josh Hawley, too, that senator I told you about, the big, bad, beautiful, bitchy bill it's got a provision in it where they want to close rural hospitals because of Medicaid reimbursements, and they leave the stuff in the bill to keep the new Green Deal, so that the hedge funds and people who get solar credits and stuff will still get paid for the next year or two. Isn't that lovely, Philo?
Absolutely.
Some of these rural hospitals aren't the best thing in the world, but they are when you're all beat up and bleeding on the side of the road, mister. And they all have helipads so they can airlift your asses if you need to go to a big city hospital. Oh, and according to Kash Patel, there have been, they've just found evidence of foreign intrusions in our elections, Philo.
No, you're kidding.
Yeah. In December of 2020, they had a report, but they ditched it. It was actually written in August of 2020, where the FBI found China producing boxes and boxes of fake mail-in ballots and phony driver's license applications, because you can vote when motor voter laws. You can vote with by joining by getting a driver's license. So all these mail ballots were done by Joe. They were all, and there was a memo that was sent out to all FBI offices. And the same thing happened under JFK. Remember, Philo?
Yep.
In 1963, like a week before JFK got shot, the FBI sent out notices to all their field offices warning that there's going to be an assassination attempt on the president's life and to keep your head up. Well, and suddenly it vanished. Nobody knew anything about it. The same thing here. Nothing to see here. According to Christopher Wray, it was all gone. They're going to subpoena his butt and find out what really happened. This is like drip, drip, drip. These people are so corrupt, it's insane. Oh, and the NAACP has disinvited the president from their annual dinner, Philo.
No.
Can you believe it?
They wouldn't do such a thing as that, would they?
Yeah, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People has thrown out their invite to Donald John Trump because they claim instead of boosting civil rights, Trump is trying to eliminate civil rights. Do they have any specifics about which civil rights they're trying to eliminate?
It's kind of like when you ask a feminist, what privileges or what rights do you as a man have that a woman doesn't? And they're stumped because they can't answer the question.
There's a lot of that going around.
Oh, yes. And it's the same with all races. You know, I'm discriminated against because I'm black, white, blue, brown, green, yellow, purple, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be a victim.
Meanwhile,
Back at the ranch.
Colleges like Harvard have admitted to discriminating against Asian students.
Sheesh.
Are still getting federal money, even though they said no. The Asian students they do too well on the test scores and entrance exams. We'd rather bring in these other group of people who need remedial math coaching to even get into Harvard. We'd rather can the Asians.
Or remedial English.
Yeah. It's nuts, man. Oh, and I saw a commercial too for Visit Abu Dhabi, Philo,
Oh, boy.
where it showed this couple frolicking in the desert and stuff. And I'm thinking, you get caught frolicking in Abu Dhabi, man, you get stoned to death.
Hey, man, they must have good weed.
Yeah, frolicking in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, it's like, according to Muslims, you can smoke hashish, but you can't drink alcohol.
That's exactly correct.
And it showed them ripping through the desert and stuff, and some other water park. And I'm thinking, you know how hot it's going to be in Abu Dhabi right about now?
No.
It's got to be pretty damn hot in Abu Dhabi, mister. I mean, damn hot. We're talking crotch pot hot. Like you could just throw your vegetables in your underwear and do some crotch pot cooking. Oh, it's nuts, man. And the women were uncovered in the commercial too.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, you could actually see their eyes and their hair.
What's the world coming to?
Wow, that girl is a whirling dervish, man. She's making me dizzy. Oh, and on this day in history, Philo, the shuttle Enterprise flew off the top of a Boeing 747 at Edwards Air Force Base.
Huh.
to see if it could coast. It didn't have any of the heat tiles on it, but so they just dropped it off the back of a 747 so they could see if it would coast to the landing strip. And it did. And yours truly, let's see, I would have been in 77, the summer of 77. Right about now, I would have been getting prepared to hitchhike to California. And little did I know that a year and a half after I got to California, I would be making parts for the fuel lines for the space shuttle. All of them. Go figure. Weird the way things work out. And get this, there's a guy called Sam Thaddis, Thaddis. I saw him on the War Room this morning, and he was going on about how our intelligence community failed again, Philo, with this Iran thing. I'm thinking either they failed or they failed deliberately, because, I mean, look what they did under Joe Biden. They found those Iranian intel people, and they kept them. They knew that they were, that they were compromised, but they left them kept them in the White House anyways. It's crazy. The U.S. intelligence failed again, and we're in effect against Iran. We're actually using Israeli intel, because the Mossad has boots on the ground and every other thing. So the USA, why do we have all these intelligence agencies if they can't put a report together? If we're losing everything, They
must have went to Harvard.
Yeah. We're stomping around the globe friggin' blind, dude. Yeah, let's see. Anything else left over from last week? Unbelievable. Nope. Yeah, force management. We have 5 different firefighting groups in the United States. We gotta get that down to 1. Anyways, what else have we got here? Oh, I've got some science news that was given to me by a viewer. Oh, I didn't know if I got to this Kunstler thing. It's called California Dreaming. I don't think I read this before. But let's see. Of course, the most cynical operation imaginable. The Democratic Party hustled untold millions of border jumpers into the country under the authority of the phantom president, Joe Biden, for one purpose: to flood the swing election precincts with enough new voters to keep the party of chaos in power permanently. Now that the illegals are here, the party will do anything it can to foil their removal. All the hand-wringing and crocodile tears over fearful families and communities is just stage business to dress up the CNN videos.
Okay, Steve, last but not least.
Yep, the ultimate goal is to goad Trump into declaring some kind of emergency to put down the violence.
Okay.
Wow, once again, you wasted a perfectly good hour of your life watching this stupid show. So hopefully we'll see you again next week. Inshallah, as the Hebrews say. Good Lord willing, and creek don't rise. So until then, get down on your hands and knees in the men-only mosque, sniff the bum of the guy in the man dress in front of you, head east and worship the meteorite in Mecca while saying, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Akbar.
And of course, a happy Deus Magnus Est to one and all out there.
Wow. Oh, that goes by quick.
With convictions for child molestation, who was armed with a dangerous weapon and had previous arrests for robbery and domestic violence. A Filipino national with convictions of rape, assault, burglary, and theft. A Mexican national convicted of statutory rape, narcotics violations, and hit and run. A Nicaraguan national with convictions for domestic violence and hit and run, and a previous arrest for willful cruelty to a child. And and an illegal alien from Mexico who was arrested after allegedly throwing a Molotov cocktail at law enforcement officers during the Paramount riots on Saturday. He is now being charged with attempted murder. Law-abiding American citizens do not want these public safety threats living in their communities, no matter what Democrats like Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom may claim.
Our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Peaceful protests on Saturday for the military parade. President Trump would allow that.
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question.
But you can if you could just move off the land. You're not going to. How is this a peaceful protest if there's nothing to do? No destroy. Adios, wipe me out. Do about stopping a
Bed bug.
Oh no, not work. I care so much.
So you
Come on, you guys. Come on. Come on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I got caught. I'm gonna go home to Mexico. That's the girl from Heart, Nancy Wilson, guitar player.